to the show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. And in the last few weeks, my energy's been kind of low, so my bad, y'all. But it's cool. It's back. Just got out the sauna with my neighbor here. Got some liquid IV in me. May as well just have our own little Joe Rogan experience here. So my guest this episode, that's going to be my neighbor. It's one of those types of neighbors that you just want in the neighborhood. Every time somebody drive by, he's waving, they're waving. It's like he's friendly with everybody. So those are the neighbors you want here. So I guess this episode, what you want, Goose?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go with Goose.
Yeah.
My neighbor here is Goose. No reference or no relation to Top Gun.
No.
In case you guys are wondering, no. I think it was like an incident with the goose, but
maybe
we'll
get into that later.
Well, yeah. So I guess it's gonna be Goose. So what's going on, man? How you been?
Oh, not too bad, man. Fucking feeling pretty good after that sauna session.
Yeah, like I got home and Sarah goes, "So how do you feel?"
Yeah.
How's the sauna? I was like, hot. It was like, yeah, it's fucking hot. What the fuck do you expect from it? Like, it's a fucking sauna.
Yeah, right.
It's not a goddamn ice cream truck.
Did it give you all the benefits yet?
Yeah, like she was asking like weird questions. I was like I'm looking at her like, I'm gonna get in a goddamn shower. Like, let's just leave me alone. Like, but
Get here, woman.
but no, I mean, it was a good time. Thank you for
Oh, dude, I love the sauna, man.
So
It's definitely a part of my weekly routine. You know,
it's a good habit to have. Just a good part of the
yeah.
routine to have. So
I try to get there, 3 to 5 times a week. It's fucking good, man.
So-
Yeah, man. Today was one of them lazy days for me. Just hung out with the kids.
that's good.
So we did some stuff, but other than that, nothing.
Well, I
It was
mean,
an easy day.
you're generally, from my experience, like when I see
Yeah.
you, you're busy, like you're
Yeah,
moving.
I'm usually going.
So it's like a lazy day. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Like
Yeah.
a lazy day for you? What the fuck's a lazy day?
I mean, I did some stretching and stuff like that with the kids. Other than that, rolling around on the floor with the girls. Got the boy running around, and he's wild. So
Well, he's a little boy. That's,
yeah. So it wasn't a really inactive day, but we did do a lot of sitting around too. Played some cards.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often. I sit around.
Yeah, that's like Sophie always, if my day off being Wednesday,
Yeah.
I'll get up, go over and train, come home, and, I want to kind of recover and relax a little bit. So it's like, you want to play dolls? You want to play cards? You want to play Candyland?
Hell yeah.
And, all those things. I'm like, yes, I will play those. Can I
Yep.
have lunch?
Mm-hmm.
I just walked in the door.
Oh,
Can I
man.
shower? But
As soon as I walk in the door, I got 3 kids hanging off of every limb just about.
yeah, that's madness. I've got one. You got
Yeah.
3. I can't even begin to imagine, because it's like with one, if there's a crisis, we can fix that crisis. One
Yeah.
crisis. With you,
There's
there's
usually 3 crises.
you gotta.
Is that pronounced right?
I
Crises.
don't know. I mean, I'm gonna assume it is. Look, Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's
Right.
that's how I base all my wording.
yeah.
Is off comic books.
Uh-huh.
I don't crises.
Crises.
Cri-
I'm going to go with crises.
Yeah, crisis. Look, man, words are dumb.
Right.
Like real dumb. Like
Let's
Sophie's
just say we got 3 different ordeals.
no. When I used to teach, I feel so dumb for finding this out late in life. We're going over the letters, and I get the letter F, and I kept saying it over, and I was like F, fish. I was like, the sound is at the end, and my co-teacher looked at me. She was like, "What?" I was
Yeah.
like, the letter F and M. She was like, "Do you need to go for a walk?"
F. M.
I feel like an asshole for that.
We're sitting here sounding out letters.
That's
That makes us look very intelligent.
But yeah, enough about our lack of phonics.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into. So one of the things I wanted to have you on here for is just I think I've been doing this for 2 years. So yeah, about 2 years. I wanted to get you on, just kind of
we have been talking about it for a while.
Like your military
Yeah.
background, and I think when you came over to the gym and trained, we talked about combatives too. I was like, dude, like give me all of it, feed me more. So what branch of the military?
I was in the Army.
Okay,
Yeah, I served.
I was right.
Huh?
I was right. I was just guessing that shit. I was like, he was in the Army. Like, he's not a Marine. He ain't out here beating the shit out of everybody in the neighborhood. So he wasn't a fucking Marine.
Yeah, I served in the Army about 7 years.
Oh,
I went in 2007. Signed up in 2006 and I went in 2007. And then I got out in the end of 2013.
Okay.
It was like right at 7 years.
Was it one of those things where when you went in, was it like the thought of like I'm a career, soldier, or was it just like, look, let me hop in here, get this experience and just, see the world, live life, like do things different?
Well, truth be told, like most individuals actually that I met, well, for me, I wasn't on the very best path as a teenager, fucking up a whole lot. But I knew from a very young age that I wanted to be an Army man. I wanted to be a soldier. So I did it, I actually failed the ASVAB test the first time. And I tried to go in when I was 18, but I failed the ASVAB test. And I felt pretty dumb because I was like, man, even the Army ain't even gonna take me. But I got my shit together because I knew that's what I wanted to do. It was sort of like a lot of my family served.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, yeah. My 2 or 3 of my uncles served. Both my grandfather served. So it's in the blood for real.
Like Lieutenant Dan Forrest Gump.
I guess, yeah.
So you went in, you said 07.
Yeah.
So did you see any combat, or
I went
when I say combat, I guess because there's a lot of conflict over the last 20 years, so it's like.
Well, I have a tour to Afghanistan.
Okay.
And I served in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. I went to Haiti. I've been around the world. Spent some time in Korea.
So you've seen a place or two.
Yeah.
All right. So for you, and you're from Maryland, so it's not.
I'm from Baltimore.
It's not like you were from Tulsa, and then I was like, you know what?
No.
I saw Fort Meade, and it was pretty sweet out there in Maryland. I'm gonna go ahead and stick around. You're homegrown.
So when I went in, I went to Fort Knox for basic, and then I actually got lucky and came back up here to Aberdeen for my job. I went in with the intention of getting a trade skill and getting out. So I went in to be an HVAC guy, right? The MOS was 52 Charlie. And when I was in school up here at Aberdeen, when I got my orders, I got orders to Korea first. And, everybody was talking about how it can either make or break your career, Korea is like one of those places. Because you send young 18, 19, 20-year-olds to a foreign country, with very minimal, conditioning for that, you can have a lot of fun.
I get you.
Yeah. Korea was cool.
So when you went to Korea, like how long were you there?
I spent a year there. So when I first got there, I'm thinking, I'm going to work on some heat and air conditioning stuff. Nah, man. I get slammed up in the motor pool, cross-trained to light wheel mechanic. Because, I lucked out. It must have been fate because that's what I've done all my whole life is, work on trucks and, shit like that. Just mechanically there, with the tools and all that.
Yeah.
So I lucked out with that. Got to work on trucks again and pretty much That's what I did.
Oh. I mean, it is funny because when we put the elliptical down here, you came over with the tools. I didn't know you were like that handy with the tools because I'm sitting there looking I took the treadmill apart. I've taken a bunch of shit apart and put it back together, but this elliptical, I was looking at this shit the fuck am I doing with this? You came and was like, no, I got this.
Oh man, I work on just about everything. My bikes, my own cars. I still now that I'm doing elevators, I still have guys from shops that I worked at call me up to do work on their diesel trucks and shit still, and I do that. So that's cool. We were talking about the whole. I was kind of talking about going in with the intent of getting a trade and then getting out. Doing my couple years and then because I signed up I think for 3.5 years when I first signed up.
Okay.
While I was in Korea, I kind of got this itch. I wanted to go to Fort Bragg. I wanted to be in the 82nd. So
okay.
I asked my branch managers if I could get airborne school en route to Fort Bragg. So they gave it to me. And so I did that. Fort Benning, Georgia. That was fun.
I was gonna say, how'd that work out for you?
3 weeks of fucking running and practicing landing on your ass. They call it a PLF. It's the parachute landing fall. That's pretty much all you drill.
The basic shit. And with falling, you do it over.
Oh yeah.
Over. And
up
over.
And down, up and down, up and down.
Shit's exhausting.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool. So, through all of the training and just each step of the way.
Yeah. So after I left Korea, I went to Benning, did jump school, and I went to the 82nd. Then in 2010, we went to Haiti for that earthquake.
Oh.
Yeah. We spent a couple months there, and then we left out. Came back home. But while I was in Korea, I don't know if you want to back up, and that's where I did my combatives training.
Okay.
And all that good stuff. While I was there, that's where I did the combatives. And that relates a lot to what you got going on. Yeah. Well, I think not too much, but
it touches upon it, and it's not complete because I think you do a little bit more with combatives.
I think so.
Like we're full on just grappling, like with combatives. There's,
level one really ain't all that much. It's more that you're on the ground the whole time, and you're shrimping and doing all those good things.
Well, most fights are going to end up on the ground anyway.
Yeah,
so it's best to just go ahead and, like I said, that level one, get to work, learn it, learn to fall, learn to shrimp, learn to get comfortable
on the ground, on your back.
Yeah, because otherwise, you know how many people I've seen fall down and they don't know what the fuck to do.
Right.
They're just like,
spazzy white belts.
Yeah. So, it happens. But, even when you came over and trained with me, and again, not knowing, just,
pretty green with all that stuff.
Of training, I can still feel it's like, okay, there's your grip and stuff. It's like, okay, there's something here. It's like this, I can't just be fucking around with this dude. I gotta.
Yeah.
So I think when we actually went live, I ended up having to get your back because I was like, I can't let this fucking dude get top control because I just don't. I don't think it's gonna do me any good.
Yeah.
I was like, let me get this fucking guy's back real quick and just hold him at the very least, hold him in place. But yeah, when you were in Korea, that's where you did combatives.
Mm-hmm. And we did a lot of grappling, man. We did a lot of just ground training and stuff like that. And
that's in full gear, right? Not full gear, but boots.
All
right.
So you would use the ACU as sort of like a gi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every so often on Instagram, I come across footage.
Oh, dude, it's fun. And it's fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of.
It's weird because and it's always funny because if I repost it, you get a bunch of other jiu-jitsu guys just talking about poor technique or this is that and this is wrong, and it's well, you have to also think this isn't just straight jiu-jitsu.
Right.
This jiu-jitsu isn't the only grappling art. There's judo, there's sambo, Like,
Well, jiu-jitsu sort of came from judo.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. German jiu-jitsu, Japanese jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, we're like wrestling.
Yeah.
So it's like, watching the combative videos, you're kind of seeing a combination.
Well,
of
yeah,
a
I was
lot
going
of
to say that it's a combination of a lot of different things. Like, and over there, when I was in Korea, it was very heavy based. They did a lot of Taekwondo type stuff too.
Yeah,
They actually had Taekwondo instructors come in, and they would take us through. We did a lot of Taekwondo when I was there. It was like a weekly thing.
Yeah, I mean Taekwondo is Korean based, so
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be weird if they didn't do it.
Right.
They're like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
We're not showing you this. This is ours. Like, goddamn.
Right.
So, one of our students, I know she was in the army. I don't know if it was combatives. She did some tournaments, and ended up winning. And I was like, good. Like, our training worked out for her. Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Better. But did you all have like any kind of like tournament or competitions with it, or was it just all strictly just training?
Not that I was a part of. No, mine was just doing the courses, and then whenever they do it as a company or a platoon, or as PT, or things like that, we would do it. But we would do like training sessions where we would just get together and do combatives, like roll and all that shit.
Like, how often were like you all doing the training for it?
We once a week.
Okay.
Yeah, twice a week. That was part of our PT.
Okay.
So we'd have like combative level 2-3 guys running PT and just putting everybody through shit.
Nice. Nice.
Kind of like a familiarization kind of thing, and kind of like when I came to your class.
Yeah.
It's just he gives a few instructions and everybody just runs through it.
Yep. I mean, it's one of the better ways to learn. Is just
Look, dude.
Here's this move. Here's this part of the move.
Yeah.
Work on this.
Plus, I mean, it's a great fucking team building. It's team building, bonding individuals together, man, and it keeps us all humble. And because you get out there and you roll with some people, and they can get some pretty intense matches going on,
Yeah.
But it's all fun. It's all love.
I was telling a friend the other day, for me, like, everyone that I meet, the first thing I want to do is like grapple.
Yeah.
Because you learn a lot from someone by grappling with them. You learn
a lot of what they're capable of.
Yeah.
Put an individual under pressure, and you'll see what that individual really is. You'll see who that person is.
We had one guy come in. This was a long time ago. I was still new myself.
Yeah.
And I remember the dude, I got mount. He tapped. 'Cause, he was just uncomfortable. He was claustrophobic. I had like mountain, like just kind of smothered him and he tapped.
Right.
And in my mind, I was like what, like, I didn't understand. I was like, is he okay?
Yeah.
My coach explained to me, was like, later on, he was like, some guys just, it's unfamiliar territory to them.
Yeah.
They tap. That's, not a judgment on their character.
Right.
They just don't know anything yet.
Yeah.
But even still, you take that base, though. What's the base? And then you rolling with somebody. Like just wrestling with friends. Like my goddaughter, she's about to get married. And I met her fiance. He came over for dinner. And first thing I said was like, first thing I asked him was like sports. He was like, what are you into? And, he's into baseball. I was like, all right, well, I'm not. So let's find something else to talk about.
What about them Orioles, though?
And then, what, 10 in a row?
I think so.
So look at them. Didn't think I'd see that again. And then the next thing out of my mouth was like, so you wrestle in high school or anything? Any kind of grappling experience?
Right.
Like, no, sir. I was like,
yeah.
God damn it, boy.
Man, I remember very early on, I had a lot of people tell me, I had zero experience with grappling, fighting, but instructors, peers, they would all tell me I had very good control on the ground. I used my body weight extremely well.
Yeah.
And actually, I believe one of the individuals in your class even told me the same thing. He was like,
Yeah.
I mean, he whooped me, don't get me wrong. But he was like, man, you move well.
Yeah. I mean, that was my whole thing with you. It was like,
Yeah.
I had to get your back because I was like, okay,
Yeah.
whether you know what you're doing or not,
Right, I don't.
I can't risk it.
Yeah.
Because it was like, not that we're going to get hurt or anything.
Yeah.
But it's
I
like,
think we were going to like 40%.
I mean, yeah, it was
If that.
fairly light.
Yeah.
But it was one of the things where it was like, okay, let me just get to his back. At the very least, like, stop him.
Right.
And then let you work from there. It was like, okay.
Yeah, every time I see I scroll past white belt memes, I'm always like, yeah, that would probably be me in there.
Dude, it's me, too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a blue belt. And, like, I still do a lot. Like, I always say, like, you know, blue belts, it means something, but
Right.
we're still learning. We're still white belts.
Of course.
You know,
The day you think you don't need to learn something, that's the day you really need to learn something.
yeah. Like, I'm still very attached to fundamentals.
Right.
I just think, yeah, you definitely want to learn beyond that. But,
Right.
you know, I like the idea of just finding a basic move and just drilling it so much that shit becomes yours.
Yep.
Like, no one can stop you.
Fundamentals, man. You
So,
cannot go wrong with the fundamentals.
yeah.
The basics of
In
anything.
like in basketball, you got, like, I remember watching old dudes play basketball using fundamentals
Yep.
against these kids playing flashy. He was like
Mhm.
trying to move fast, and they're like, come on, son.
don't work.
Like,
I mean, sometimes it will, but it'll
like,
catch
yeah,
up.
you'll get some points,
Yeah.
but you'll burn out. And, you know, we know basic shit.
Oh, yeah.
Pass the ball. Don't try to get fancy with the pass. Same thing with jiu-jitsu. Same thing with boxing, Muay Thai, any combat.
Right.
Just, you know, don't try to get fancy, or pick and choose where to get fancy if
Mhm.
you're going to.
Whatever you do, you rely on the fundamentals and you're sure to get there. Like with kettlebell training or fucking jujitsu, fucking turning wrenches on anything, you know, whatever
Yeah.
you do in life, fucking rely on the fundamentals, rely on what you know, and you're going to be all right.
And I'm glad you brought up kettlebells, because that's
Yeah.
something I want to ask you about too. Because, I mean, obviously, I know this. The listeners don't.
Right.
You know, seeing you out front with the kettlebell training, and
Oh,
even
it's-
working with some of the neighbors now too.
Yeah.
So, you know, what led you to that?
Just I've been weight training since I was a kid, but I got introduced to kettlebells back in 2011
Okay.
when I was in Gitmo and Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. A buddy of mine, his name's Sean O'Brien, and I was with him. We were serving together there. He really enjoyed the 300 workout, and he put me through it, and I fell in love with that fucking thing. We got to the point where we could do the 300 workout in about 15 minutes, and that's pretty fucking hardcore, I think.
All right. So I want to work out with you, but don't fucking don't. I'm not fucking.
Well, that
around.
was also 2011, I think. Yeah. But anyway, within that workout, there's clean and press with the kettlebell.
Okay.
And that's where I first got introduced to a kettlebell. First time I ever touched one was there. And that's literally the only workout that I've done with the kettlebell throughout the years was the clean and press. I really knew nothing else about them. And then a couple years ago, I wanted to change up my lifting style because I do mostly barbell free weights type workouts. But after being out the Army, I wasn't really running that much anymore. I was still lifting, you know, staying pretty active in the gym. I've always done that. I just wasn't moving right. I wasn't moving the same, you know, my cardio wasn't there. So I needed to get back that drive of being able to, you know, walk up 10 flights of stairs and not be winded, you know,
definitely.
especially you wouldn't believe being an elevator guy. You probably take more steps than any other individual on the job because you're there to put the elevator in. So
Well, yeah, for sure.
it's crazy. So I started getting back into the 300 workout again and doing the clean and press, and I was banging up my wrists
Okay.
with the flip on the clean and press. So I started looking up, techniques and to improve my form. Well, come to find out, kettlebells is a whole world on its own. So I found a trainer. His name's Steve Cotter with the IKFF, and I've just been working it. And the developing the fundamentals for that has just really brought me back to life as far as my cardio, my strength and conditioning, fucking everything. So now the kettlebell is probably 95% of what I rely on as far as my workouts.
Nice.
And it's been that way for a couple years.
Yeah. I remember, when I first met you, you had the bench out and everything. And
we'd have the bench out, fucking.
I remember I can't remember who I told this to. I was talking to one of my friends, though.
I'd have like 2 or 3 cats from the neighborhood.
And I remember going
daily
over there,
working out.
Y'all were lifting one day. And, we're talking. It was like, you want to get in on this?
Yeah.
So, I did a few reps on the bench. And I says to my friend later on, I was like, hey, man, remember like growing up, sitting around, you walk up, somebody smokes, like, you want to hit? It's like I feel like this is like the new grown up way of like passing the blunt, but it's passing the bench.
It's the dad way, dude.
It was like, are you okay? I was like, I mean, yeah, I'm okay. I mean, you know, I didn't get pinned, so yeah. It was like, no, I mean, like, you're talking nonsense. And I was like, never mind, you don't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember. Yeah, you were, had the bench out and everything.
Yeah, we'd have the bench out.
And then there was like a weird like transition, and like suddenly I saw the kettlebells.
Now I'm just out there with kettlebells, man. Fucking swinging them, pressing them, snatching them. You're squatting with them.
Full body from them.
That's it. So you can do anything and everything that you want, and especially with your jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
This trainer that I'm under is named Steve Cotter again. He has developed a program strictly for jiu-jitsu. A program using kettlebells to better and further your journey with jiu-jitsu. Because he's also a jiu-jitsu practitioner. I don't know him personally, but I follow his pages, and he does all sorts of amazing work.
I remember you mentioned them to me. I follow so many different accounts. I went and looked and was like, oh, well, shit, I'm already fucking following. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was about to follow you, but I'm already here. So, we talked about that a little bit in the sauna, just by lifting.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned for me with jiu-jitsu, want to do more like pulling and things.
Right.
And really, I even, mentioned, about to get a kettlebell. I think I was looking at 30-pounder to kind of start off with. I'm not even, because I'm worried, because I'm like, I don't want that to be like too much and I get discouraged and fucked up. But then I'm like, I feel like if I get like 15 or 20, I'm going to grow out of that way too fast. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I could probably, with you being a dude, right, I would probably recommend, you could definitely start with an 18-pounder, right? You will grow out of it very fast. But using that to get your technique down, to really pound in the fundamentals, and then you move yourself up to the 36, the pood, and then, you just work from there. The only 2 size kettlebells that I have is a 36-pounder, which is a 1 pood, is I guess the Russian terminology for it, and then a 44-pounder. I'm telling you, man, that motherfucking 44-pounder gets some fucking weight. It gets heavy.
I'm sure.
You're working with it for 15, 20 minutes, not putting it down. It gets heavy.
Oh, I mean, when you sent the picture of it, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's next level. Like, I'm
and
not there
there's
yet.
cats out there that, like, neighbor Mike.
Yeah.
He has a 53 and a 70
Sheesh.
that he swings and does Turkish get-ups with. He does. He's on that fucking simple and sinister plan. But he's getting fucking results, though.
Hey, I mean, if it works,
Yeah.
go with it.
Hell yeah.
I mean, my whole feeling on it right now, approach to it is just get to some work.
Right.
I complained to my one teammate when we were talking about jiu-jitsu a few months back, and I was just like, I'm just fucking weak right now.
Yeah.
I just feel weak. And don't get me wrong, if I get on the mats, I'll be fine.
Right.
But I can be better.
Yeah.
and
Always.
That's the ideal, is like to get better. So I was like, all right, what options do I have? Here's like, I have my barbell over there. I could do, deadlifts and, cleans and whatnot.
Oh, you can do a ton.
Yeah.
Rows.
Yeah, rows.
Oh, I still got my bench and my barbell and everything. I'm messing around with it, but it's just not as frequent as
Sure.
the kettlebells now. Because, you can do it all with the kettlebell too, really.
Yeah. And that was my thought. I was like, okay, I have these here, but it's like, what more can I do?
Yeah.
And it's like, seeing you doing the kettlebell stuff and talk to you a little bit, I was like, you know what? Let's step into that arena.
Right.
And see where it goes from there. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I got rid of my bench because I was just like, it was more so in a way, and plus just all the shit that I have down here, and I don't have room for that thing. It was just like, all right, get rid of it, but keep the weights, because I can still utilize that. I can put that away easier.
Oh, yeah.
But, transitioning to kettlebells is now the next move.
Right.
And I feel like, okay, where do I go for that? Well, let me just go right across the street.
Right
with my
across the
fucking
street,
neighbor.
man.
So we'll be in discussions about that further. But we had spoken, I think you said, like with doing the kettlebell stuff now, you're getting, I guess, certification.
Yeah,
training.
I'm working for the level 1 certification right now. I actually have a class with him tomorrow. I'm getting certified in his mobility course. Cool. I should be taking the test because it's a practical test, and you have to show that you can do the workout and keep solid form and all that good stuff for the whole work. So what the work is 100 hand-to-hand swings, and this is with a 44-pound bell. So it's 100 hand-to-hand swings, and this is all also without putting the bell down from start to finish. 100 hand-to-hand swings. I know I'm reiterating this a lot, but 100 hand-to-hand swings with a 44-pound bell. And then you go into 32 clean to press each side, but each side has to be worked for 2 minutes. So you got to do 16 reps for each side in 2 minutes. And if you get done before the 2 minutes is up, you got to hold it. So if you do your 16 reps on one side, clean and press, you gotta hold it for the rest of the 2 minutes. Then you switch and do the 2 minutes on the other side. Then from there you move into 60 snatches. You can do 30 each side. You can only change hands once. And then you do 30 squats, goblet squats, racked squats. It doesn't matter. You just gotta, and you have to do 30 in 2 minutes. So if you don't finish it, or if you finish the 30 before the 2 minutes, you have to hold it in the down position, in the deep squat position, for the remainder of 2 minutes. And then that's the test to get your level 1 certification.
I'm just gonna stick to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. You can look them up. You can look that test up on YouTube, and each one is consistently about 15, 16 minutes of holding the bell. And that's a lot of work.
That grip strength, though.
Man.
Sheesh.
Man.
That alone makes me like, you know what? I just want to do it for the grip strength.
I will tell you this, though. His program is pretty fucking solid, man. So anybody out there looking to get into something, that'd be it.
I mean, you figure it's got to be, though, too.
Yeah.
I mean, at his level.
Yeah, I mean, he not to give him too much of a shout out on your, because I don't even, whatever. But, he says he's the most experienced kettlebell trainer in the world. I mean, I think he's made a couple big time magazine front pages and stuff like that.
So I've seen him on.
But he's pretty solid.
So,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know me. I shout out whoever I'm going to tag.
Right.
You shout out anyone, I'm going to tag them.
Hell yeah.
And hopefully, like, oh, who's this guy? That's the whole thing. Well, I mean, I've tagged some people. They'll like message me. Thanks for the tag. Thanks for the shout out. I was like, oh my god, like,
Yeah.
like you acknowledge people. Like, that's cool. So just shout them out. No big deal. Some might brag, not us. But no, yeah, this shit sounds intense. It sounds, sounds like
It's fun
earned.
too.
It's earned.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, you're definitely earning it when you're out there with them.
as you're moving forward with that, you say you're doing the level 1. Is there like a time frame, like from like once you get level 1?
You can go right for the level
Okay.
2, which is double kettlebell. I'm not exact. The workout's a little bit different, so I can't really say too much about that because I don't know too much. But that's a goal too. But that's a little bit further down the line, and I gotta focus on what I got in hand right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, it makes sense. So
Right.
It's like they say, well, yeah, you can get level 1 to go right to level 2 if you're ready.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it sounds like it'll take some time
Oh,
to
yeah, for
really
sure.
get where you need to be to begin with. So I get you.
Right. These are all personal. I don't even know like what's going to happen with these certifications. Where it's going to go, but it's just personal goals that I'm trying to work towards.
Well, it's better to have them and not need them than to need them not have them.
Yeah, for sure.
So I get you. I mean, our friends who've gotten, tons of people we know, go to college, get a degree in one thing. It's like,
Oh yeah, doing something completely different.
Like, I got it, but I want to do this. This is more something for me. So, and honestly, even if, you get the certification and you decide, you're not going to take it anywhere.
Right.
It's still personal on you. You
Exactly.
can still do the
It
stuff.
was an accomplishment for me,
Yeah. So that's
Plus,
good.
being taught by the world's most experienced kettlebell trainer, it's just awesome, man.
That speaks for itself, and
Right.
already. So, versus, just like, Ralph around the corner in the
Yeah.
garage, like, hey, I got some kettlebells too. It was like, do you know how to use them?
Yeah.
Just swing them. But no,
Yeah,
that's cool as shit though.
Yeah, just look up some kettlebell competitions, sport competitions. So you have like a couple different styles of kettlebell. You got the hard style, which is your simple and sinister, and I'm pretty sure that this guy Steve Cotter, that's what he says his style is more geared towards hard style. But he I just seen him do a snatch competition or a clean and press competition. He did like 700 and some reps in an hour. He worked the entire hour. And when he was done, he was just completely regular. He could speak just like this. It was so wild to see.
Just being able to do, fucking, like, you said
Yeah,
700.
oh my God.
Like, even if he did fucking 30
Yeah.
in an hour, like,
Yeah, crazy.
okay, that's fucking insane, but
Right.
god damn. And then not even like being disturbed by it, just talking normal, just
Exactly.
chilling.
Yeah.
I think that's the shit that gets me, is when people, like, you get somebody that just ran a fucking marathon and just talking like really like, no, it was cool.
Yeah.
It's like what the fuck is wrong with you,
Yeah, you
psychopath?
guys want to
Like,
go again?
I remember fucking running, the mile run in high school and getting done, and someone came over and was like, what was your time? Like, it was like, I'm laying on the ground
About to die?
like, get the fuck away from me, bitch. Like, that's my time. So, but those types of athletes are a different kind of breed.
They are, man.
So, you can't, when people
It takes work to get there.
people talk about, top athletes in the world and athleticism, it's like shit like that gets like kind of overlooked.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't. But either way, but no, all of that's really, really cool. And like I said, I will be coming to you
Oh, hell yeah.
for some pointers, because
We can work out together, man.
I look at it like as a new experience.
Right.
And just better growth. At my age, I'm not young, but I'm not old either.
Right.
I'm in that middle part where it's like,
We are getting middle-aged.
yeah. It's weird because it's like, what is,
What
always
is
wondered.
middle-aged?
Yeah, it's like, what?
Now it's like in your 50s, dude.
So I remember, being a kid.
Yeah.
You talk about the midlife crisis, and cats are like in their, like, maybe like 35, 37. It's like,
I remember when I was a kid, we had an over the hill party, quote unquote over the hill party. It was my cousin turning 30.
Mm-hmm.
They called it an over the hill party. I remember that very distinctively, and I was like 9 or 10. Thought it was so crazy.
It's funny when I turned 30. Like, I remember, because I'm older than all my friends. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's like 28, 29, and I'm, hitting 30. And, my motherfucker's like, oh, you're like, girl, like, what's it like being 30? I was like, it's no different than being 29.
Nope. Just another number.
Yeah. I mean, especially nowadays, we're talking about this, when I turned 40.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like, if this were 20 years ago, like, I'd be looking at the world differently. I'd be worried about different things. Like, at 40, I was filling my basement up with fucking action figures and doing jiu-jitsu and, still living my life and managing. But it's funny to think when we were kids, we see somebody that's 40, like, that motherfucker's almost dead.
Yeah.
And now we see someone that's 40, it's like, life's just beginning for them. And even now we see people in their 50s, just like...
doing it.
Yeah. Like, I got teammates that are like 49, 50 years old out there winning medals in world, like, jiu-jitsu, like, world tournaments. It's like, okay. Yep. Like, you're a badass. Whereas...
They're working for it, though.
Yeah. Oh, no. They're definitely earning it, but the thing is, too, they're in a position to do it. Whereas, like, you look at this again, back in fucking even 2000, 50-year-olds, like, they slip and break that hip.
I guess it's a different time.
Yeah, something's different in the water.
That TRT.
Yeah, getting that extra TRT, which there's,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Tom DeBlas, black belt up in Jersey, just, put up a post talking about, why he, tells people he takes TRT. It's like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
It's like...
I mean, it's natural for the human body to decrease in making it when you turn a certain age.
Yeah.
And that certain age just so happens to be 38 to 40 would be the prime time to maybe start looking into if you should start supplementing it or not.
And he made an interesting point, though, about it, too, where you look at UFC fighters when they banned TRT, these guys are taking insane amounts. Yeah. Looking at you, Vitor. And he was like, no, like 200, grams a week,
right?
Is a healthy range.
That's pretty much what they're doing, I guess.
So it's
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't know what the numbers are, but I wouldn't get my testosterone.
But I did just listen to a podcast that said 200 a week was...
I mean, when I read it, I was like, that seems fair. I don't know. I'm assuming it's fair. I trust this guy's word better than my word, because I would just say, give me as much as you can.
Right.
They're like, I don't know if you want that.
800.
But
800.
They're like, when I want to say I was like maybe 33. Mm-hmm. That seems about a good number. 32, 33. I went. It was like, hey, can you check my testosterone? It might be low. I'm like, just throwing things out there, and the doctor's like, no, it's not. Like, so they took my blood. It was like, all right, it's low, but when they tested it, it was like the time of day where it was like, it tends to be low, and they tested it again like a month and a half later.
Yeah. And
it was normal. It was fine. I was like, okay, well, this is kind of a weird thing. Like,
that was your testosterone?
Yeah.
Fluctuates like that?
I was like, hey, man, like, can I get some TRT? It was like, no, you cannot.
Right.
How old are you? I was like, 32. Like, no. It was like, have you done steroids in the past? I was like, no. I was like, then no, you can't have any TRT.
Right.
And I think the urologist, he said something like, look, we'll test you. And this was when it was low. He was like, look, we're going to test you again. And if it's still low, and there was some other test that he was talking about sticking a needle in my dick, and I was like, no, we good. It was like,
pass.
Nah, I think my testosterone was fine. Like, it's perfect.
I don't need it.
Like, no, the numbers are low right now. No, your numbers are wrong. Your numbers are way wrong. And then when they tested it again, sure enough, it was just, I think the first time I tested it, like, late afternoon, it was low. But then the next time I tested, like, 10 a.m. or some shit like that, and it was, like, normal.
Normal?
I was like, okay, whatever.
Must have been in what you ate.
I guess.
You eat some...
what the fuck I was eating that day.
Some beef. beef testicles.
Who knows? Dude, that was like, I'm a picky eater, but sometimes I just be eating wild shit. I don't even know what I be eating sometimes. They're like, just fucking throw it on the plate. Just don't let it touch the other food. That's my only fucking thing. Don't let my food touch.
I want to mix it all up.
God, my uncle used to do that. Like, he would have like some mashed potatoes and some
Man, I'll
corns.
mix it all up.
And I remember looking at him, dude, my eyes
I'm into this.
popped out my head.
I'm into this crock pot meal right now. It's just crock pot chicken and gravy, and I add mushrooms. Right, it's just gravy packets, chicken breasts, and I add mushrooms. And so you crock pot, you slow cook it.
Yeah.
You shred it all up, and you got your chicken and gravy right there. And then you make some mashed potatoes and all your veggies and all that. And then when I put it on a plate, it's all together.
See, it sounds like that should go together though.
It does.
Like
it does.
If I see my uncle put some mashed potatoes on his plate and then put some carrots on the plate and then put some peas on the plate and then mix them all up,
I do that too.
Then I'm just looking like, you fucking monster.
I would do that too.
For me,
another thing I like to mix up real good
has to be segregated.
Is my breakfast food.
You're a monster.
Well,
no, it depends. It depends.
Country gravy, your eggs, your biscuit, all that good stuff. You just mix it all together.
Okay,
your hash browns.
I got to draw the line there. Like, so if
keep your bacon on the side though.
See,
that way you can just bite the strips of bacon as you're fucking filling your mouth up.
My bacon and sausages, I don't mind getting into the party. It's like if
mix it all up.
Like if I got some sausages, some eggs.
Call that the slop.
It's like, okay, it all kind of dances together. It's like, all right, we can do that. But anything else is like, you motherfuckers stay over there.
Right.
Like at Thanksgiving, I'm the worst at Thanksgiving because everybody's food is all fucking mingling.
I want to mix it all up.
And my shit, I'm like, all right, let me get, the first thing I do is like, let me get some macaroni. Eat the macaroni first. It's like, all right, cool.
I eat the cold stuff separate.
So yeah, the cold stuff, yeah, it's like we get like a little saucer. But like I'll eat my macaroni first. I might get some ham or some turkey.
Right.
I let the meats mingle. But if I get greens, because you got the juice from the greens,
collard greens.
I can't let them get involved. They got to be by themselves.
Yeah.
The stuffing got to be by themselves.
I can mix it all up.
They're like, that's a fucking nightmare.
And especially if you got some vinegar for the collard greens.
Jesus Christ, dude. Like when I see all my family doing that shit, I'm just looking at them like, you guys are the worst people.
Y'all some
in the
wild
world.
motherfuckers.
And then something's like, I bet you everybody else does this. Well, no, Sophie does it. Sophie,
she keeps it all separate.
Yeah, well, she has like a separate, like her plate has dividers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like she probably doesn't know any better, but me, I do. I see that shit. I was like, fuck that. It's like as soon as anything touches, it's being fucking sent to the orphanage.
Done.
Like I scrape it to the side.
Oh, you are the worst.
And there's just like by the end of the meal, there's just like a corner on the plate of just all this
just
fucking
the mixed
shit.
part.
Like there's just all the shit mixed, and like I'll like go clean my plate, like scrape it out. I was like, damn, there's some kids in Ethiopia right now that will fucking kill for this.
Yeah,
and I throw it right in the trash.
Terrible.
Can't touch it.
Terrible.
I can't do it, dude. It's too much. I don't like foods I can't pronounce. If I can't pronounce it, it ain't going down.
Zucchini.
I mean, I struggle with that, but I don't eat it anyway. Sarah be like frying the bullshit with the Z. And I'm like, nope, it smells like shit. Get out of here. She roasts asparagus. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, stop doing this shit.
Roasted asparagus is my jizzy jam.
She made something the other day, and I was just like I looked and I was like, I already know that's not for me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make a sandwich right now.
You know what is really good? Broccolini. The only place I know of around here that has it is Harris Teeter. You go up in motherfucking Harris Teeter and you get yourself some broccolini, bring it home, you put it on a fucking pan, put a little olive oil on it, throw it in the oven, about 15 minutes on 425.
Last time I went to Harris Teeter, I nearly died. So I just decided to stay away. I got some mango and it wasn't quite ripe enough yet.
Oh.
I was trying to be healthy.
Damn it.
I was actually in the midst of like this regimen, and I was down a lot. I
right.
felt good training, eating right.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, it's lunchtime. I didn't bring lunch that day, so I was like, I'm gonna walk up to the Harris Teeters, grab a piece of fruit. Typically strawberries,
Yeah.
strawberries or something, watermelon.
Watermelon's my go-to.
They didn't have a melon,
Hence.
so they didn't have the melon. So I was like, well, let me grab some mango. I love mango. I'm chewing the mango, and it felt funny. I was like, huh. All right, let's dig in. And then 2 days later, in the house, like Sarah's about to give birth, mind you. She's like the baby should have been out.
Right.
And I'm sitting there with this stomach pain. I was like, I was in a lot of pain. I didn't get it. So we go to the ER, and they do a CT scan. No, you're all right. Go home. All right, I guess I'm all right. So I went home, still in pain. Now, mind you, this was a Tuesday. The ER was pretty empty. I guess everybody wanted to go on a fucking Wednesday, though. Because I went back on the Wednesday. My skin is gray at that point. I'm curled up in the fetal position. Like
It's from the melon?
Yeah, there's a blockage in my intestine.
Oh, shit.
And I thought it was it. I was like, this is my last ride. Like, and I told Sarah, I was like, no bullshit. I was like, if I go, don't tell my kid I died like this.
Yeah, right.
Like, tell her some heroic shit.
Yeah.
Like, and don't let her find the medical records. Because I've seen the movies where it's like, my dad was a hero. He fought the aliens. And then they find the papers like, he died from dysentery. Like, what the fuck? What a biggity bitch.
Biggity back bitch.
I was like, no, we're not doing this. I was like, if I fucking die from this, you tell that kid I fucking like dove to the bottom of the ocean to save a fucking orphan or something. I don't know. Make up some heroic bullshit and burn the records.
So really, you died from
Fucking
piece of melon.
tropical fruit. It's like, this motherfucker. And then also in the midst of all that, thinking, I was like, I had a donut in months. I was like, donuts have never done this to me. So
I love me a donut now.
I haven't seen a pastry I wouldn't fucking fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I'd see apple fritters, yo. I just fucking discovered apple fritters. Let me tell you.
Change the game?
Fucking right, dude. It's just so fucking delicious. Like, the fucking apple filling, it just, like, rolls out. I was like, oh, my God.
You know what is my weakness right now?
No.
Salted caramel cookies from 7-Eleven.
Oh.
Their their in-house baked salted caramel cookies are just fucking phenomenal. They're like crack.
So, I haven't messed with any pastries since May. And my daughter's, she's miserable. Because I won't get donuts. She asked me the other day, she goes,
Oh, my kids get donuts like 3 times a week. It's crazy.
we were doing it that much too, because
I think it's too much, but
I agree.
you can't argue with grandma.
So, for me, it was anytime Sophie gets in the car, we're going to get donuts. Doesn't matter where we go, before or after. Donuts will be part of that trip. So
3 B's down to Pasadena, baby.
So I stopped. I stopped myself. I said, okay, no more. And I told her. Remember, I came home with some Tasty Cake donuts, like the little cinnamon donuts.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, this is the last time we're going to have these donuts. Like, until August or some shit. And she was like, okay. So she says to me a couple nights ago, Dad, is it almost time to get donuts? And I was like, we're almost there, baby.
Almost.
We're halfway, like, to August.
Uh-huh.
So, at the end of this month, we'll do it. And she, runs to Mom, like, Mom, because she's still trying to figure out months and years and days. So she's like, Dad said next year we can get donuts.
They don't really have a good sense of time yet.
Yeah, it's
Timeline.
Dude.
Even my 7-year-old, I'll say, just in just 2 minutes, and just 2 minutes. What? 2 minutes is forever. And then I can only laugh because then I remember 2 minutes is a fucking long time actually. Try to do push-ups straight for 2 minutes,
dude.
Yeah. As many as you can. Don't stop.
Yeah, I guess all in all with everything, just when it relates to your military training, leading the kettlebell training, in the certification, is there? And I know, like right now with the certification, I guess is just kind of more so no real plan. It's just like just doing it. But would you consider, like at some point, like I've seen you like work with the neighbors and stuff.
Right.
Would you consider like doing that?
I've always kind of, helped people whenever they come to me. I've never really gone out of my way to seek out, people for training or anything like that. But I mean, anytime that anybody's ever reached out to me, for tips or they want, like I got a couple guys that I'm helping out online right now, but most of it is just people that I served with too. I get a lot of them guys, reaching out to me like wanting some info, want me to, lay out a plan for them or, go through this, go through that with them. And I do, man, because I mean, this is just taking care of the body, It's just one of those things that for me, it's always been just what I do, But yeah, like the neighbor over here, she came to me one day and she just outright asked me if I could help her, and I'm like, absolutely.
I think that's a bold move too, because I think a lot of people are curious about things or want help with things, but a lot of people don't feel comfortable asking for help.
Right.
Don't know how to ask for help, or just outright don't want to ask for help.
Right.
And good for her. Seeing like, okay, he's doing something that looks interesting.
Right.
And it's good for the body. Let me approach, because more often than not, you'll see somebody, and I think one of the worst parts about when you see somebody, they'll see someone doing something. They may want to ask for help, but instead of ask for help, they'll jeer it instead. Like,
right.
Look at this guy over here, asshole. It's like
self projections.
Man, it's like no, like what do you, like I said, it's like at the beginning, like you're that neighbor that like. Because I'll be over there talking with you in a car drive by.
Yeah.
Y'all are waving. It's
dude, I'm waving at everybody. I live in the corner house, so
it's like
everybody comes in the court, got to ride by me.
It's like, dude,
I'm always out there.
It's like well, because I always say to Sarah, it's like with neighborhoods, growing up, it's like, well, at least when I was growing up, we all knew each other in the neighborhood as kids.
Yeah.
But as we got older in other neighborhoods, and even really here, people get out their car, go in their house.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nobody really stops.
No.
Talks.
Even when we got here, the family next door, I think my wife spoke with the wife over there, But that's my wife, though. She's like, trying to, let people like, hey, just let you know, we're here.
Pretty sociable,
I am not. I see people, and, okay, rephrase. I don't look approachable.
Right.
But I am probably one of the nicest people you'll encounter. But, like, I'll get out my car with my gym bag, grunt a little bit, like, throw the bag against the door, and then, like, walk in.
Basic dude stuff.
And they're like, oh, my God, I think that guy's a serial killer. Oh, no, he's making too much noise to be a serial killer.
Yeah.
He's probably just got his ass beat by a 115-pound girl, and he doesn't know like
which can happen.
No, it happens too often. Like and I'm not ashamed of it. I get my ass handed to me quite often, but it's one of those things where it's like why can't I get that technique down?
Yeah,
it's like it's not even a matter of like I'm stronger than her, I should win. Like no, master that technique. Figure out why you can't, why are you missing the triangle? You're not shooting your hips up, you lazy bastard. And meanwhile, that's why I'm throwing my back against the door. Yeah. Like, why is he throwing his back against the door? Because he's fucking lazy and can't fucking shoot his hips up for a triangle. Dumb shit. But
gotta get it down.
But no, yeah, you're that like that neighbor. People drive by, you wave, and it's real cool because it's like, again, most people,
yeah, man,
aren't. They're just like, even when I drive by, I know, like, I look out the window because I know it's like,
If he's out there, I'm saying what's up.
And if like your back happens to be turned, I still like throw my hand up, like,
yeah, for sure.
like maybe, all right. Well,
I'll probably catch it like this.
He didn't see me, but that's okay. That's all right.
Next time.
I gotta come back. I live here.
Right.
But yeah, like just thinking about like that sense of community. It's like we gotta all know each other.
Yeah.
Because of some shit, especially we're having kids. Because some shit goes down, we gotta know.
Right.
I mean, I remember being a kid and everybody knew all the kids in the neighborhood except for like there was this one fucking weird kid at the very end. Nobody knew him. Like we knew the kid, but he never came outside.
Yeah.
It was like, look, just keep tabs on that dude. Why? Just trust me. Like, just watch that kid.
He might be a serial killer.
Because if some shit goes south, it's probably him. Actually, it turns out it wasn't. I ended up stealing one of his tires from his car because we had the same car. And
Turns out it was you.
I mean, I didn't kill anyone.
Son of a bitch.
I just took his tire. It was like, no one died.
You're not a serial killer. You're just a thief.
No one died. He was just late to work and probably got fired.
Damn you, man.
Fuck him. He was a dick. All right. I wouldn't have taken his tire if he wasn't a dick. If he was a nice person, I would.
Well, how do you know he's a dick? He just goes in his house.
No, he was definitely a dick. For sure. He shouldn't just win his house. Should have said hi at least once. It's like, I'm not gonna take that guy's tire at all. He said hi. Instead,
he's
he did
not a dick.
It was like, fuck that. He has a Honda Civic hatchback. I got a Honda Civic hatchback. His shit's silver. My shit's blue. The tire should work. Then the fucked up thing, I didn't even put that shit on the cinder block. I just dropped it. I was like, nope. Then went to the strip club. But
fun times.
Not for him. But no, it's. I think community is something important that we should all be starting for. We got a new neighbor next door, so try to go figure this guy out soon.
Yeah.
The first trick is like, hey yo, so what's up? What's that Wi-Fi password, son?
Yeah, right.
Like, word. Like,
you got a Netflix account?
It's like, look,
let me get that HBO.
I'm gonna give you my Disney Plus. Like, give me that Wi-Fi. Like, and it'll be good, right? Right? No, all right.
Basic dad stuff.
Like, why are you so weird, dude? like, don't you trust me? Like, I got UFC Fight Pass.
Right.
You got the Wi-Fi? No. I mean, we can't watch Fight Pass without the Wi-Fi, dude. So
right.
Just like, come on, dude, be a good neighbor. Dante is here.
Yeah.
But yeah, this shit is all off the rails. We're like, what the fuck is this episode about?
Yeah.
Us.
It's just us.
This is what you get.
A very discombobulated sequence of topics.
Well, yeah, we go ahead and wrap up here.
This was fun, man. I appreciate you having me on.
No, thanks for doing it.
I think we should definitely do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Just so we can, this was literally my first time, so.
But no, yeah, definitely record again because usually when I have people on this first time, it's kind of to feel like, all right, let's see. All right, now we got to dance here. We're dancing. All right. Then it's the second one where, I feel like we kind of went off the rails a little bit anyway. But the second one, it's like, all right, all bets are off. Oh shit, there are fights on in the background. Who the fuck just got fucking knocked out? You're like, are they even talking to each other anymore? So, you got any shout outs or mentions that you want to drop in there?
Nah, man, if you guys want to check out my Instagram, Raise Bells, RAZEBELLS.
I will put that in the show notes.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
And as usual, always, everyone who's listening, thank you so much. I do appreciate the hell out of everyone. And, just everything that, all the support. Like the Instagram page, I looked up the other day, that shit's at like 6,000 followers. So I don't know where the fuck that's coming from. But thank you. Appreciate y'all. That's pretty fucking cool. If y'all have any questions, concerns, criticisms even, reach out to me. bjj.wiki on Instagram. Off the Mats podcast on Instagram. Hell, you can even reach me at So You Like Horror. All words separated by underscores on Instagram as well. Or Compton Bear Club on Instagram. I'm all over Instagram, so reach out to me. I want to do a big shout out to my good friends Eric and Allie over there at Armbar Attic. So thank you, Eric and Allie. Go check them out on Instagram, Armbar Attic, and check out the website too, armbarattic.com. Also, as I did mention, So You Like Horror, that's my other podcast. Go check out the Instagram. Go check out the podcast as well, the newest one. just dropped on Friday, and we're talking about slashers from the 80s. In the next episode upcoming, we're going to be talking about Final Destination in that franchise. So go give it a listen. It's a fun romp. Otherwise, like I said, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you. You guys keep listening, and I'm going to keep making the show. Thanks, everybody. Again, bye.
They were with it. Now let me sing a song.